We'll have to see if it works any different. Peter? Do we got it, bud? I think we're getting the word from the control room, buddy. We are live. Peter, let me get situated here. It's a whole different vibe tonight, Pete. So, all right, buddy. Yeah, we got the word from the control room. We are good to go. Let me give you a formal introduction. My name is Mike, aka Munster Rc, coming to you live from the doghouse, owner of Carryallrc. If it is your first time joining us, welcome to the Rad Show. A couple of RC addicted dads giving you the highlights and the lighter side of RC through our lens. If you are a repeat customer coming back for more, we want to say thank you and remind you to go subscribe. Subscribing, it helps, and it gets us one step closer to that magic 500, and we'll do that giveaway for you. But this is a two-man show. I can't do this alone. I am here with the co-host with the mostest, my good friend, my ride or die, my good friend, Peter Lundberg. How are you, sir?
What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Back on a Saturday night. Big week, man. Big week. We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, and to add to your point, you know, we're approaching that 300 mark on YouTube. So definitely like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your girlfriend, tell your wife. We definitely want to give away this FMS. I mean, this is probably one of the most easiest contests. 500 subscriber. We're doing a live drawing. Somebody's going home with an FMS. And like us on Facebook, Instagram, checking the chat room here. We got Size Matters, Matt Thompson. Thank you guys for tuning in. Big unveil. You know, I'm excited to show what FMS dropped. But we like to thank our sponsors each week. Throughout the week, Mike and I work a lot with these companies, and thank you for all your support. Carryall, Treal, CowRc, Rebel RC, Crazy Crawler Foams, 2.4 Designs, Crawler Colt RC, RC Misfits, Scale Rat, KNK Hradware, Venture RC, Wesmade, RC Prorack, FMS, Race Place Hobbies, Remote Control Hobbies Orlando, and our buddy Real Sticky. Thank you for all the merchandise and graphic logos you've been working on for us. And yeah, Mike, it's been a week of building, a week of drops, a week of a lot of stuff, man. You know, pretty excited for your backdrop there that you got. And I think, you know, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Thank you for noticing. I'm coming at you tonight from a kind of the old school vibe, Pete, how we started out on Facebook. Had to spin the camera around to get the workbench actually in the screen tonight. I know we usually give you all the legwork, Pete, and I didn't think it was going to be fair to make you have to flash your truck the entire time. So I thought I'll do my best to bring as much as I can into the camera. And that way we can kind of go through and take a deeper dive and closer look at this new FMS. Well, I think already right out of the gate, Pete, I already messed it up. I didn't want to call it FMS tonight. I kind of wanted to call it Rock Hobby all night long, and I practiced all day today. I kept wanting to say Rock Hobby, Rock Hobby. But we'll address that one right out of the gate. So this did come out underneath Rock Hobby to maybe clarify some of the confusion, why it appears on a FMS website or FMS Facebook pages. Obviously, there is a very close connection. Rock Hobby is a sister company of FMS. Rock Hobby, Easy RC, they have a few sister companies that they work with. And this particular Mashigan that they released this week, they come through the Rock Hobby line. At the end of the day, we can sit here and debate this. It still is FMS. So it's just the sister branch, the Rock Hobby version.
Yeah, and you know, the down to the artwork and the design. I mean, we'll start with the box. I mean, if you want to start with the box.
Yeah.
You know, we could start with the box. It is, when it does arrive, it is pretty massive. I mean, when this showed up, I mean, the artwork is fantastic. And Mike, still to this day, the briefcase, all about the
Seriously.
briefcase. The briefcase in this thing is ginormous. I mean, you take the briefcase out. I don't have it here, but
Do you think your kids could fit in it? Could your
yeah,
kids
my
fit
littlest one could probably fit in it. And
fit
ever
inside?
since USTE, when you got the first FMS with that suitcase, they're getting bigger and bigger, if you noticed. And the artwork on this thing's fantastic. I mean, the box, the design, just they really did a great job. I mean, it's a big truck, and Mike and I will get into, there's been tons of debates. I posted this up on a Facebook group. I got about 20 comments about people talking about the scaleness and the wheelbase. And, when you open it up, it's a standard, what you would expect from FMS. You got the instruction manual, you got the controller, and, you got to assemble the seats, but, you got the spare tire. But, as Mike's in the background there, the color, the detail, they really did a great job. I mean, right out of the box, I was like, wow, it is. And Mike and I will say this throughout the rest of the show. It is a big truck. I mean, I have the 1.6 Jimmy. It's big for a 10 scale. And it depends, if you like that style, the YJ, I'm digging it, man, Mike.
Well, we tend to flex a little bit on FMS. We've gotten to be friendly with them and know some more of the ins and outs of how FMS works. But I don't like to call myself an FMS expert, but I'm very familiar with the brand, how the process works, and what they're working on. And so I did a little back study today, a little research. I did the crunch in anticipation for tonight. I watched a ton of YouTube unboxings to just kind of get a vibe and a feel for what most of the influencers were saying about this thing right out of the box. And Pete, you got it. Big is the word that you hear. Big, over and over. It's big.
Well,
and
I
that's
mean,
simple. It's the simplest way to put it. It's big.
yeah.
It's they do call it 10 scale. There is no question. The box is clearly marked 110. The instruction manual 110. It is a big 10 scale truck. But what I will tell you, I think overall it is a big truck. But where it matters, people can sit here and debate scale. I know a caliper and a ruler doesn't lie. It is what it is. I get that. But the overall proportions of the truck as a whole is spot on perfect. That's when I stop saying it's big. It's big when it's next to another 10 scale truck, but standalone and the overall proportions, spot on perfect.
Yeah, I mean, and when you first take a look at it, when you take it out of the box, you could just see by the suitcase. I mean, as soon as you open the box, it is ginormous, case. And I when I opened it up, I was like, wow, they really did a good job on this truck. And just like the Jimny, in FMS trucks, it's a good platform to build off of. And, I'm looking at all these comments all day long on my post saying, oh, it's not scale, it's too big, blah, blah. But, what is scale? Scale's up for interpretation. Everybody has a different vision. A wise man at USTE told me, scale is what you make it, and I took the truck out. I looked at it. Yes, first impression, it is big. But you know what? You put it out on the trail, you do some mods if you want, and you put a driver in it. Top comes off, all functioning doors, back window. I mean, there's a lot that can be done to this truck to make it look as close to real as possible, 1-to-1. And I think they did a great job. But that's my taste for it.
If we get a chance, one of the things that we could pull this up next to is the old school, the old axial Bronco. That was a large truck, the old school Bronco that Axial did. That body was big, and that might be a good comparison to pull down then. So if I get a chance, I'm going to pull that truck down. We can set it side by side. I know you set it next to your, what do they call that, Willie's? Is that a
Jimny.
7? The Jimmy. Okay. They call that a 7th. The chassis, the overall, yeah, there's a lot of similarities right out the gate.
I mean, I can't balance it two hands, but you know, they
Correct.
are, and you know, when
They're
I
very
put them close to side by side, even though these
Yeah.
are two twos, you know, it's close. I mean, it is a
Now
big
that driver does not fit inside, correct?
No, this is a 12-inch.
So that's the difference. Where it's not identical is that 12-inch driver does not fit in here.
No, he's going to hit the roof.
He does. I tried the 12-inch driver. I do know the magic number, Pete. He's 9 inches. Size matters, they say. I'm going to pull him out of here. And I got lucky. I raided a toy box, and this wasn't even a kid toy box raid. This was digging in a junk drawer in here. I'm digging around for, I forget what the heck I was even looking for. And he didn't come out clothed. His shirt was off. He was a little mangled up. I think it's actually Clint Eastwood. He came with a gun. But I took one look at this guy. I ran back into the house. I laid him down on the yardstick, and I'm like, holy crap, he's 9 inches. And 9 inches is spot on perfect. The way he tucks in here. And Pete, I know we can get some more close-up still shots, but we're dealing with a detailed interior here. Gas pedal, brake pedal, clutch, the gear shift. I mean, they got everything spot on perfect.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been asking, you know, what's the wheelbase? You know, at 330 millimeters, you know, it is a, you know, different wheelbase than most trucks at 330. You know, the good news is I know a lot of guys are talking about leafs, and you know,
the leaf spring conversion kit. It's all that's coming. Like, there's no secret behind that. It's been talked about, and they're going to do it specifically for this. I think what they might have up their sleeve definitely is the leaf spring conversion, and they might come. It only comes with one set of lights up front. The only lights that work are the yellow, authentic looking, dim, antique LED lights up front. They have that yellowish tint to it. They look amazing. But you know, you got the side marker lights here. You got the brake lights that could work.
Yeah, so a light kit would be nice.
I think a light kit's coming, and that's just me. Or let me rephrase that. I hope a light kit is coming, FMS. I would assume that would be an optional upgrade to throw some lights on this thing, and that leaf spring kit.
Yeah, and it's even on their website in an instruction manual. You could see where the leaf spring points are. So if you go on their website, which we'll show in a little bit, you know, they do say leaf spring sold separately. So that's something that they're definitely, I think that's smart of them for the leaf guys. I mean, this truck on leaves would be
amazing,
pretty cool. And you know, I was talking to Jeremy. We were talking about taking the leaves off the Jimny and put it on this, but you know, I reached out to FMS and they told me it can be done, but it would be a lot of mods. So I think they're going to make a specific, you know, they're going to make a specific kit just for this. So looking forward to that. But you know, as far as looks go, like you said, the interior, you know, once you put the seats in, you know, it's just they did a great job. I mean, I only took
your first impression over the seats. Your first impression over the seats had to be, I never felt an RC car seat like those before. They're like a rubbery
scuba dive rubber.
Yes. There's there's a lot of play in them, and the texture, once you get these full scale seats bolted in, they look phenomenal.
I see you did some work already. You painted the grill.
We did.
Tires.
Yes.
Jeez.
So Now, the one thing, they got the price right, Pete.
Yeah.
So 329, if 329, I think I saw on the website.
Yeah.
That honestly is $100 less than I was anticipating right out of the gate. So, you know, when FMS does one of their flash sales and they take 50, 60, $100 off of one of their RC cars, when they put this thing on sale one day, I mean, you're dealing with a $230 10 scale truck, and you're getting a good bang for your dollar because it's a large 10 scale truck. So you're getting an awful lot of truck for your dollar. What they do to get the pricing at that price point, you got to come in short on some no name wheels and tires. Right out of the box, drove with them. They're perfect. They're a simple looking no name tire with a simple plastic bead lock. It's an option, but that's one of the items that go on 90% of these scale nerds trucks right away. People are yanking wheels and tires, so companies aren't going to spend a lot of time and put a lot of money into, you know, a licensed wheel and tire per se. Just throw something on there, and it's an option for you to throw something on. Yeah, Pete, you noticed right away. I went with the BF Goodrich All Terrain, and that steel aluminum look. I didn't think the black wheels were appropriate for this era. I was trying to keep it that 1980, that late 80 look, maybe a 1987 look, with a silver tire. I did the grill. We painted that into a chrome silverish look up front, and that's all simple to do. It's very easy to work on. I threw in a Powerhobby makes a scale motor that slips right in over top of the can. Now, that hood fell on me, and it shouldn't have done that, Pete, because why? It comes with an actual hood prop. I mean, how cool is that? That's worth $329 to me all day long just to have that hood prop.
Yeah, and you know, you look at the electronics. You know, you said, you know, to get to that price point, you know, just like the
Correct. I
chimney.
know where you're going.
Yeah, you're not going to have high end. Like you look at, like, let's say an axial 6 scale, the Honcho, you know, comes with Spectrum, you know, really good, you know, decent electronics for an RTR. But, you
Yep.
know, a lot of people, like you said, the RC builder is going to strip all the electronics out. We know a lot of guys within an hour, ESC's out, tires are out. You know, can you run this thing out of the box with what comes with it? Absolutely. But, you
Yep.
know, there are steering servos you might want to upgrade immediately, you know, so it's all to your taste, but you can run. I ran it stock and it's got a punch. It does have, but the low end is, you know, you might have to make some adjustments. It is quick, you know, it does move when you
I
hit
think
the
we're all
throttle.
familiar with that 1040 ESC, that it's just out of the box, it will get you going. But
Yeah.
long term, I think I'm right there with you. Is I will upgrade the ESC and the servo. Definitely, I'm going to change out the steering servo. But I'm running this one until it goes. I it's not. I think it's kind of normal for us to be ripping servos out of RTRs all the time. So it's not a knock on the truck at all. We understand why they put these lower end electronics in here. It gets you going out of the box and gives you an opportunity to come back and upgrade with the products that you enjoy. You want to throw in a Reef servo or Powerhobby servo, have at it, upgrade it when you're ready.
Question came in. What tire height are those tires? Are those
475s,
Yeah,
475.
that's a good,
You
good height.
I think it's a great height. I went with the 475 only because I matched it right back with the stock tire that it came with. Hang on a second, I dropped it down here. So the ones that these came with were a 475, and I went with the exact same tire height that came out of the box. Sure, if you want to go to a smaller class 1, class 0 size tire on this truck, it would work. But I'm telling you, proportion wise, maybe Pete, if you hold up a picture, or when we jump over to the website, we can get some better photos and see what we're talking about when we talk about the overall proportions. Yes, it's a big truck, but overall, when you tie the whole truck together, it's spot on perfect. Those 4.75 tires look phenomenal on this thing. And Pete, you said it. Did you have the roof off on yours already, Pete?
Yeah, yeah, that was one of the things. So very simple
Oh,
to do. Here's the tires.
fantastic.
Very simple to take off. It's 4 screws. Steering
Yep.
wheel also turns, right? You know, like
Yes.
FMS. Yeah, 4 screws, top comes off. Just looks, you know, I wanted to see what it looked like, but
I think it looks great. I left my roof on for a reason because it's wintertime here in the Northeast.
yeah.
And that's the only reason I left it on. Now, if you go check out Scale Builders Guild, go see what Matty Kett did to his. He painted his into this safari matte finish. I don't even know if you call it like a olive drab safari look that he painted his. But the other thing that he did, Pete, and I don't know what he did exactly to do it, but that roll bar, it's kind of skinny. The overall appearance to me, it looks a little narrow, like the roll bars. He put padding over top of that roll bar to make it look a little beefier and it looks sharp. I'm not sure what he actually put on there to beef that up, what kind of foam he did or what, but he gave it a cool look.
And there's been a lot of, like, you know, even our buddy Crawlers and Customs, you know, he did a
Yes.
phenomenal. I mean, you know, the other day, yesterday, when this thing dropped, I was just looking
Yep.
at all these videos. People put a lot of work, a lot of wrench time already, swapping stuff out, new tires, and there's some good Mashigans out there already. People really put
There
the
is. When he got his about a week ago, James and I were bouncing back and forth a couple of ideas. And by the next morning, he had the winch mounted. He CAD designed a conversion to put a different bumper on the front. I was so jealous. I was like, holy crap, dude, the piece he CAD designed to put the other bumper on there was spot on perfect with the large worn winch, bumper winch that he threw on. He got it right out of the gate. And then, you know, takes it 10 steps further with all the cool Christmas scale accessories he threw in there. The only thing I did get him on, I don't know if you see it. Do you see my leg lamp up here? I don't know if you can see it. I got my leg lamp in the scale garage. I said, James, if you keep this up, I'm going to throw the leg lamp in this truck in a minute. He's like, where did you get that? I'm dying to get one. I'm like, dude, I literally printed it off of Thingiverse. Now, I ordered an ornament today. I was hoping it was going to be here by tonight, but it's a leg lamp ornament. And it's for your Christmas tree, and it actually has a functioning light. So you pull the little toggle switch, the light lights up, and it looks like it has like a real fishnet stocking, a high heel. It's a really super detailed Christmas ornament that is going to not make it onto our Christmas tree this year, but it will be living its best life in this scale garage.
nice.
Thanks to Bobby RC Garages. He killed it on the size of this thing. It's badass. Bobby, thank you again. You absolutely killed it on that scale garage, dude.
Yeah, and he put all kinds of goodies, scale goodies. He had the winch on there. I was looking at his truck today, and he did a great job quickly. You know,
James killed it.
a lot of these influences, you know, so people know they get the trucks obviously early, and you know they have time to make content, and build, and even Big Squid, you know, Jeremy, you know, he had a lot of videos he posted, and you know, it's good to see the you know, these videos and these content out. RC Girl, a lot of people, you know, went to work on this thing. She put some red lights facing, you know, rock lights facing down already, and she did some mods to hers, and I think it's going to be a good seller because I think you said it best. You know, the price point's good, right?
Yep.
And it's a solid platform to build off of. Like when I got the Jimny, I opened the hood and I said, I'm changing this, changing that. And it, you know, it's a good platform with the leaf conversion kit. It's going to be some truck, man. And Scale Audio Solutions, I see. You got
Well,
a boom
this one
box.
here, yeah. We're hoping that Scale Audio will come out with his version of one of these very soon. This is a Bluetooth speaker that I had
For
in
your
my
six scale.
Vanquish in DS410. I popped it out of there for right now, but yes, Scale Audio Solutions is in tune and in the works right now, making some sub options for this thing, because this Jeep is going to need to be blasting some music. Bro, I cannot wait to see what you do with this thing come this summer, this spring, when you hit your spot there on the beach. I know you come back with some really cool content, and when you get the roof off and you get this thing strolling along the beach, it's going to be
Yeah.
it makes some really fun videos. I was able to find how do I want to do this? So check out my rear window. Can you see the eagle sticker? I found a scale eagle sticker for my.
Of course
That's
you
my
did.
dude. That was like, it's actually if I trade secret, it's a tattoo, a tattoo sticker. You're supposed to put them underneath your eye, or I guess wear them on your skin. I saw them at the local gas station, and I'm like, wait a minute, I bet you that would work. And sure enough, it's a perfect little sticker, super scale. Pete, how about the mirrors?
Yeah.
Were you blown away with how like realistic the side mirrors are? Plus, they're so loose as they fold in. You're not going to snap these things off.
Well,
I
I think that was a good design on that, you know, 'cause
super smart design.
how many times you break these on the TF2?
Breaking mirrors. And I mean, this thing took a couple of hard tumbles off my rock. I rolled this thing a few times. It's got some war scratches up on the roof and on the hood, but look how far the doors extend, Pete. Not only do they open, but they span all the way open. Plenty of room, super detailed panels, very easy to paint also, because all these panels pop off very easily, and you can disassemble this truck and break it down and paint it very easily if you wanted to. It might be something I might tackle in the later months of the winter build season. I might dabble in with a paint job, but for now, I'm happy with this metallic red that they did. The only thing I think I will do is the outer fenders here. I think I want to do them in like a black, like a flat black along the side here. Obviously, I went on Google and just Google searched that era, and I put in 1987 YJ and just started looking at some images. I think a tan roof would look sharp, but that chrome grill up front was spot on. Dreamer, that was an idea he threw out at me. But you mentioned that steering wheel, your interior steering wheel turns. Now, have you happened to notice the servo that powers that steering wheel is tied on? It's tied onto one channel. Wait until it's not a Y harness. The servo is literally tied into one JST plug. So when one of those servos dies, it's going to be a bit of a pain. It's two servos on one JST. It's not a Y connector. Let your head wrap around that a second. It is not a Y connector. So that was probably one of the major reasons I didn't want to get into swapping the servo right away. And you'll notice how they mounted the servo. It's only two screws on the one side. The other servo side kind of snaps into the chassis, and then two screws on the other side. It's a very original design. The FMS, didn't copy anybody else's typical servo mounts that you normally see. And obviously they've been doing steering wheels for a long time, so it's no surprise to me to see the steering wheel move in these trucks. FMS has been doing that for a while.
Did that start with your green Suzuki? Was that the first one where
first time? Yep.
Suzuki.
Yep.
So ever since that, the Jimny has it.
Yep.
That's a cool scale feature. I mean, that
really
little servo,
I bought a little kit that you could get, something Dragon, or I forget what it was called, but it came with a steering wheel, a small servo, and it was for you to be able to take a dash and make your own steering wheel conversion work. and it's still in the box. It's still in one of my junk drawers. I never got around to actually hooking it up. It's just been one of those little bucket list items I've always wanted to have in my scale trucks, is to have that steering wheel work. And yeah, that small green Jimmy did solve that, but again, it wasn't the big scale.
Yeah.
I think you throw in a small little FPV camera and get that thing up inside there, or get a GoPro tucked in, behind the shoulder, and watch the steering wheel move and look out the windshield. You can get some really great video shots from inside this car. I think the only thing I would need to do with this driver is see if I could maybe do something with his shirt and dislocate his arm to like really secure it on there a little bit and get that arm motion. I love how when people do that, like make a scale driver and they actually secure the hand to the steering wheel, and that takes that little extra work.
Yeah, and I think once they come out with the Leaf kit, you'll get more and more. I mean, I know a lot of people are excited about it. I saw today a lot of people ordered it, and well, let's take a look at their website. Let me get it up.
Yeah.
Let's check out what they got here. So yeah, 329. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, the images.
Yes.
Just really cool. A lot, the top off. I just like the color of it. I mean, it's just, and when I first got it, when you see the doors, even the back window, when you open this all up in the rear tailgate, just pretty rad, man.
It really is.
Just a really cool design. They really got it close. And, for the guys that are super scale, like we said, scale is up to the vision of the builder, right? Or the RC enthusiast. Yeah, it is big, but, with some work. I remember when I got the Jimny, now I knew that was a 6 scale, but, you can make it look scale. I mean, I don't see how hard this would be. I like these trucks this size. I mean,
I do too.
For 329, what you're getting,
they got the price right. I'm telling you, they got it right.
And here's a picture of the interior. You could even do what the Jimny. You could fold the windshield down. That's like the design of the Jimny. When I mean, you could take the whole rack off. I mean, there's a nice picture of the interior. And just a great. I think it's. Did you
put the stickers on the dashboard yet?
No, not yet.
No, I didn't either.
But I mean, just looking at this short clip here, I mean, with all the doors, the functional items.
Yep.
And, obviously, you and I talked about before. You look at the true 10 scales, TF2s and stuff. This might be a different type of truck for a different era, but. I think it'll get power. I think it will move. I think they'll move a lot of these. I mean, I know people are excited. People ordered them already, and I think it'll be a nice hit.
No, I am super excited to play with this truck all year long. In the summertime with the roof off, in the wintertime in the snow. At that price point, this is going to be one of those trucks that is going to be coming with us all the time. So on that note, if you want to talk about coming with us all the time, one of the cool things that happened with Carryallrc, Pete, was we were able to partner with them back in February to start working on a collaborative X design with their logo imprinted. So that is going to be a special option, a collaboration project with FMS. You purchase a Carryall backpack and you get a 10% off promo code along with the backpack, good to use at FMS. Wow. So, an additional 10% off when you go to buy, any truck. It has to be used after Black Friday. So that was the only stipulation. We kind of sat on this promo code until then. We'll probably drop it next week. We will not post that promo code publicly, That promo code will come with your backpack purchase on a promo card when you get your bag with the FMS vinyl wrap. You will get that promo code to save an additional 10%. I love this website that FMS put together here. They did a great job. They got some pretty scale photos here.
Yeah, and
It
even
looks like they used a 12-inch driver right there from that
with the
area. He
roof
sits a
off.
little high. Yeah, he
Yeah.
sits a little high.
Well,
I'm
even
telling you, 9-inch is that sweet spot.
yeah. Well, even in this video, they showed the doors come off too. So in the
Oh,
summertime, you
right.
could take this whole thing apart. I mean, the whole thing
Yeah,
basically doors come off, roof. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this into something special. I got some
yeah.
ideas.
I
Yeah,
think
but
it's
they're
I think it's crazy how close you painted the two. How you painted
right.
your you
Oh,
know.
see,
Oh my
there's
gosh!
hub build.
Hey,
There's hub
look
build.
at Haley. Oh,
The
this is
red
the first time
lights.
I'm seeing the red underglow here. I
Yeah,
wonder where she mounted that at. Oh,
yeah.
is that? It looks
Oh,
like
there's the
towards the
box.
center. Dude, that styrofoam box, the cases that these FMSs come in, if you never had the pleasure of purchasing an FMS truck, a majority of them come in these super foam, like foam cases, and they're so convenient to fly with or travel with. They protect your truck. But this particular one that comes with this YJ, it's huge.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, out of all the FMS boxes that I have with the
yeah,
styrofoam case, this has to be. I mean, it's
the foam box, Pete, is as large as my SCX6.
really.
The foam box sits right on top of the SCX6. It's about the same size as the SCX6. It's that big.
Yeah, I mean, it's just well done, and even their website. I mean, I know they made a lot of improvements to their website
They
here.
did. They
I
did.
mean, and even the Black Friday stuff they moved here. It's
And their what you could appreciate, Pete, was their social media. I know you're a stickler on companies and what they do with their website and their social media, and they do a very good job on Instagram and Facebook, keeping interactive every day.
Yeah, and if there's a problem, people say they have, and FMS, if we look back from last USTE till now, kind of when FMS started gaining traction, um, they have a large following. I mean, you look at their fan group, just when the FCX 24 dropped,
Yep.
that Facebook page skyrocketed. I mean, talk about going from 0 to 1,000 followers in less than a couple months. I mean, that gained
Right.
so fast, and the mods that people are doing, they're taking a smasher, they're doing this, they're taking extending the wheelbase, and there's some great builds out there. People really took a lot of attention to FMS, and they keep on dropping stuff, man. They're dropping good products. Shows.
Well, and that's a super good point because FMS was doing a lot in that 12th scale and 18th scale market. Obviously, been around for a very long time, doing a lot with airplanes. But we were introduced to FMS tinkering around with the 18th and the 12th scale. Just really didn't fit. Yeah, super radical, great looking trucks, ultra detailed. They just didn't fit anything. When they finally came with that 24 scale FCX, man, like you said, the Facebook page blew up, and it was probably one of the most enjoyable micros I had taken out in a very long time.
I still love it. I mean,
I
I still.
truly
I mean,
like
it's,
that 24 scale.
just a cool,
That it really is.
cool truck, man.
I I I am such a big fan of that truck. I really enjoy it, and to get some of those high and low speed options right from the controller with the option to turn the lights on and off from your controller. You can see how that drag brake will work on a hill, and you can just with your remote turn it off or click into high gear. And it is really fun to drive a micro FMS
Yeah, yeah.
FCX 24.
Well, even with the Mashigan, you have that button on the side. So nothing works but a assignable channel, I presume.
Yeah,
You know,
I
you
think
do
that
have
is
that
there.
slider.
Yes, it is a 4-channel radio. You are right. It is a 4-channel radio, and there might be some options coming from them.
Yeah.
Additional upgrades, especially, I think the light kit would be an additional feature to add. And if nothing else, take a page from Haley's playbook there and get some underglow lights put in here. I think it would look really sharp.
I
The
mean,
underneath of it, they did a really good job underneath the truck, closing everything off very well. Um,
well,
with
one of the
the inner
guys, I don't know
fender.
if it was Big Squid who ran it through, or Crawlers and Customs ran it through a stream.
Oh,
So
really?
it's pretty well. The undercarriage and everything's pretty well
Yes.
built. I mean, and going back to their website, if you look at the screen, look at some of these Black Friday sales they still got going on. You got the Beetle for 169.
Yep.
The Smasher, I know that's on your list, my list, 159. And still to this day, I want to get this Land Cruiser. Something about, I've been telling you about this
Yep.
for a long time, but yeah, they still got some good. Look at the price points. I mean, you know,
The we got the K10. That FJ, the yellow FJ. Click on that thing a second. The yellow FJ is my fave, and that's been around for a while. I think that truck's been around for at least 2 or 3 years now. I'm really impressed by that thing. That's on my bucket list.
yeah, yeah. All right, so you get that, and I'll get the Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
But it's coming down to the point when you look at these price points here. Going back to the Jimny. So I think I told you this. I found it, and I told Jeremy about this. We found it on Amazon for like 100 and change on
When, on
sale.
Black Friday?
Yeah, on Amazon, and
Wow.
you see it here 329. But there's deals all over the place with these trucks, and these price points here are right in line. I mean, I know you and I run. I mean, I'm running out of space in this room with the. But yeah, great truck, solid. Smasher is next, though. We got to do some work
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
People are
Definitely.
posting, you got the high speed motor option, and Treal's got
Yep.
a line of parts coming out for this.
Yep.
Definitely something I want to look into. That'd be fun to mess around with in the snow. And so Smasher's up next. Yeah, but great website. If you haven't been to FMS's website, definitely check it out. Definitely a lot going on here. And like you said, Mike, they were big, the RC airplanes, and then they started with the
Yep.
RC line. And there's a lot going on this website, man. You could spend a long time, a lot of minutes on here for sure. But yeah,
I
definitely
think
check
it's
out
an
FMS.
exciting time for FMS right now. FMS, Rock Hobby, Easy RC, whichever Navy, any of FMS's sister companies, whatever they're working on right now. This is just the first of what they're probably going to be bringing down the line. I can't wait to see what happens next year in this larger scale. We'll call it 10 scale. I can't wait to see what else they do in this 10 scale line.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just the beginning. I mean,
Right.
they're testing the market, and, nice size trucks, and see how the market responds. Like I said earlier, I know a lot of people that already bought it and they're waiting for it, and they'll be popping up a lot, I feel. And like you said, there's a lot of options. I mean, you could take that motor out, you can take the ESC, the servo, you go to town on this truck. Very easy to work with.
Absolutely.
I think it's a lot easier. I remember the Jimny. Oh, geez. Just to paint that thing. Yeah, take the whole truck apart. And like you said, this is a lot easier to work on. Grill comes off, probably roof comes off. The Jimny is
Yeah.
a little more intense.
4 screws. This roof, 4 screws. I think it was one of the unboxings I saw with Matty Cat. He made reference to the 4 screws. Maybe it takes a tumble. Will 4 screws hold up? We'll have to wait and see. But look it's a gorgeous piece. They really did an amazing job with some of these details. Yeah.
Yeah. Good truck.
It really is. It's got some more scratches up underneath. It's been banging around the backyard. I've been ripping around and hitting rocks with this thing, and it's very well balanced. I put it on the Powerhobby scale. I'll post a snapshot of it. I can't pull it up. It's on my phone right now, but I put it on the 4-corner scale, and there is a very good front to rear weight ratio, left to right. They did it right out of the box. I didn't write them down ahead of time, the overall specs, but I remembered right out of the box they got it pretty spot on.
And then the box. You need some place to store it. I mean, I don't know if you keep your boxes.
No, I already started cutting this one up. I saved a portion of it as a backdrop for tonight. I got rid of the brown box that it came in. I ripped up the other box. I used to keep all my boxes before, and it got so far out of control. It really got bad. I almost filled an entire dumpster once when I started getting rid of all of the boxes over the years from all the RC cars. I filled a dumpster.
Wow.
It was bad.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
You need a lot of room when you start having that many trucks, for sure. I mean, this box ain't small either. So
no, it's fun to keep around. It's a really gorgeous box. But I'm keeping the foam case. I'll save room for that foam case, and that's where I've been storing this thing right now. Is every night she goes back to bed, safe and sound in that little container. We'll keep that around for a while.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what you do with it. I mean, I got some ideas, but I got to catch up on my other builds before I start tackling this. But
I did. I got some weathering done on the FJ45. Found some small quads to put here in the back.
Nice.
Yeah, tinkering around with the airbrush a little bit and some detail brushes. I don't have any major plans for this thing anymore right now. I think at some point I will probably do the tan rooftop, textured, maybe a plasti dip, textured look for the rooftop. I'm going to do a little research and figure out what Matt did about the roll cage in the back. I want to put the padding like he did on that roll bar.
It's in the comments. It's in the comments. 2 people.
Okay.
So you can see what they use.
Okay. I'm going to go and definitely put the foaming on there, and then whatever Scale Audio Solutions figures out for that boom box in the rear. And I'm sure between Crawlers and Customs or Robert Scale Rat, somebody's going to come out with a pretty cool scale engine. When you open this lid, we need to have some sort of a tray or some sort of an insert to mimic a super detailed scaled engine. I know the one that is in here, the one from Powerhobby, spot on perfect. There is nothing wrong with this thing. The problem is it's the motor location. It's offset too much, and the reason they had to do that was obviously for the battery. The battery that you're using, Pete, what did I sneak in here? The 2200 three cell 2200 kind of tucks in here pretty nice. Have you gotten anything bigger than a 2200?
Yeah, I'm using the HV 3S.
Oh, the 42.
Yeah, the 42 fits, but I think I'm gonna go with the 22 because I like that size you just held up, and
yeah,
it fits in there a little more snug.
It does. It fits in there snug. I flipped over once and the battery fell out. I haven't really locked it down. I'm sure I could wedge something else in there or come up with a way to really strap it down a little bit harder. But the 2200, plenty of runtime, and it fits in there pretty nice. I know the 4200 high voltage, the graphene one, that thing's a workhorse. That's been our go-to battery for a lot of trucks.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been commenting, like, what kind of battery can we use? And, I saw a lot of comments online about battery and, I
saw some negative stuff about the batteries. The comments I was getting, I don't know if they were referring to the fact that they were too small. I wasn't sure what they were griping about. It doesn't come with a battery, so I don't know what they're going to
Yeah.
bitch about. The battery is up for you to choose what you want to throw in there. And I'm telling you, that one from Powerhobby fits perfect.
Yeah, the 22. Yeah, I have a couple. I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna try to get it out tomorrow. We got rain coming
Good.
tomorrow, but I'm gonna see if I could squeeze something out in the morning. But yeah, besides that, I got work done on the Phoenix. So I spoke to our buddy Scale Rat, and so me not being a painter, I thought this came out pretty good. So I'm almost finished with it. Scale Rat's printed me the night's files, full overland. Wait till you see this, Mike. He told me what he got done today. The whole entire thing's going to be overland. I know it's been out a while, the fenders, but I haven't seen it on a Vanquish yet. But yeah, this came out pretty cool for not being a painter. So I actually have the interior drying behind me. So it's a little high as a kite in here right now. I just sprayed it before the show. So, but I'm probably going to go with the Treal orange rings. I'm going to swap tires out, but I'm happy with this. Came out pretty cool. Fenders, different color, roof, different.
I
It's
think I'm
not
more.
blue.
I was just gonna say, Pete. I think I'm not convinced that it's your truck. Where's the blue? I'm still not convinced.
I had to go. So yeah, there's gonna be a rack here, rack up top, Pelican case, and then I'm gonna have the snorkel and the light bar. So the full night's custom
Perfect.
package. It's gonna look sick. So yeah, it came out pretty good, not being a painter, but yeah, everything works. All reef servos, the whole castle setup. Yeah, this is a
It's a
beast.
it's a great truck.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, the Phoenix is a great truck. Now, mine obviously is the older version, the riding up on portals. I know it's going to be a different experience for you, but with the dig and the winch, it wasn't cheap to throw all four servos at that thing.
well, and
But
here's the thing. I look at a lot of Phoenix builds on the
yep,
Facebook groups, and everybody's dropping boatloads of cash and like 422s across the board, all around.
wow,
I was
no, I went with DSM and that conversion to
yeah.
the
So
micro.
so
It's
that's so
genius.
that's what. So I was talking to Jeremy, and a 99, even a
Yep,
179 is kind of pushing, but I did what you did. I went to
yep,
DSM. I got the full servo mount, and
yep.
I'm running 90. I got a 99 and a 179. I think I'm going to put another 179 in, but you don't
It's
need to
all you
go.
need.
You
You
don't need to
don't.
go. All you're doing is moving the arm. I mean, these guys are spending boatloads of cash on these Phoenix builds, and I'm like, you're putting a raw 500 to move a dig arm.
Nope.
Hey, listen, I know people like that extra power. I know guys put
There's no need.
1100s in trucks that don't way too much. It depends what you like, but for a shifting arm to put a 500 raw 500 or a 422, I went with the micro. It's lighter,
Yep.
it does the job and it's less expensive. I mean, I have the servos if I want to do that way, but I remember when the Phoenix came out, these guys were putting these big powered servos in there just to do an arm to go like
Nope.
this. I mean, it depends what you like, but the micro will do that. So
The
that's what
option you can find over there with Rob Mursky over at DSM, it's perfect.
those
It's
mounts are
solved.
fantastic.
It
It's good to
it
have in your
it's
toolbox.
seriously, I got extras when we were at USTE. I grabbed extras. Like you said, I'll just keep them around in the toolbox, and there might be another chance to throw them in somewhere else. It's a simple universal conversion. Just makes it closes that gap and allows you to drop in a micro in there.
Well, and
Saves you.
Jeremy just made a good comment. Reef's coming out with a raw 100, which is going to be
Oh,
perfect for shifting and dig. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be a great servo for those applications. Even like with the Rebel, all those guys that have all those servos in there.
yeah.
The micros just do it. I mean, Powerhobby's got them. It's a good to go light, small if you can. But yeah. So Phoenix going on. Then I'm going to switch gears. I don't know. I got FMS parts. So Treal, big news on Treal, so they released their first axial capper micro part, and they have a lot of parts in the works. So expect a lot of parts coming down the pipe for the axial. Capra Micro, and then they also TRX4M. They're working on parts, and then they were also working on Smasher parts at the same time. And like you said earlier when we were speaking, that a lot of the Treal parts for the FCX will carry over. Excuse me, for the Smasher, but there's one thing missing: wheels. So I know Treal's working on Smasher wheels specific, and locking diffs were mentioned. So definitely check out Treal Hobbies. A lot of great parts coming down the pipe into the new year. So excited for the new year with Treal. There's just parts coming. I mean, they're lined up. They're dropping weekly. So, and the FCX, FMS line is, I mean, I know, Mike, you ordered a lot of parts,
We
FMS
did
parts from Treal. It's just
twice. I went
It's
first did the
extensive.
aluminum, and then we went to the brass. But the good news is a lot of that stuff will convert right into the Smash again, or the Smash again.
Smash.
Smash.
That's a new name for a new truck.
Oh
Smash again.
goodness!
But
when
no,
you
all
got
the parts.
names like some of these names that just start cramming up on you,
But-
they convert over. That chassis is very similar between the FCX 24 and the Smasher.
And to be honest, I mean, like I said, the wheels, you need wheels for the Smasher.
Yes.
I know
I can't wait.
Treal's
Oh,
working on that. That's going to be something special once
yeah.
that releases.
That's
And,
a no-brainer.
A lot of companies, and not to keep going on this, but I know there's some new companies getting into the market, with making FMS aftermarket parts. But I think Treal hit it right. They hit it at the right time. You go on their website, you look at the FMS line. I mean, you could upgrade almost. I mean, the shocks. I mean, there's everything. The extended wheelbase. It's impressive. So expect good things from them in the new year. Looking forward to it. What else we got? So we talked about the contest. We're approaching 300 subscribers, which is good. We got a lot of good guests coming down. We're going to do that thing in December. We're going to invite back a bunch of, previous guests, and we're going to have like a panel. So that's something to look forward to.
Yes, we definitely are. In the month of December, we're going to bring back, we'll probably do it sort of like a Brady Bunch style here on the Zoom, Pete. We'll get 9, 10, maybe up to 12 people we can throw up here at a time. We'll kind of do a roulette, let you hang out for a little bit, kind of a best of show. But the best thing about this show will be there is no holds bar. Kind of let the guests come on and speak about what they want to talk about. We had some Bigfoot nerds. We had some UFO guys. We got, BMX nerds. We've got guys, guests that have been on this show over the last year that have extracurricular activities and other hobbies, Transformers, go down the list, some into Legos, slot cars. It will be a fun show to just chat about something beyond RC at that point.
Yeah, I like our buddy from Headhunter. He likes to talk
Correct.
about aliens and FO.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, dude, you want to come on here and talk about UFOs and the TR3B with me? And I mean, I've been taking the deep dive into the law of one. Have you ever heard of this before?
No.
Now, Judd and I got into this law of one stuff, and it's some sort of, I hate to use the word religion, but I think it's some type of extraterrestrial, ET type of religion, worshiping some entity, the universe and the light. I mean, it gets deep into there.
That's heavy.
But anyway, that's the kind of stuff we're looking for. Come in here, sit down with us for an hour, and we're just going to yap about whatever interests you. It might bore the crap out of somebody, but hey, listen, it's only going to be 10 minutes, and then we'll boot them out, slide them over, we'll mute them, and bring somebody else on for a little bit. It'll be a fun holiday, end of the year wrap up. But thank you for commenting on my beard, Pete. It is No Shave November.
Still going.
Yeah, it's still going, and it's got some real deep meaning right now. We admitted my mother-in-law. I hate to even call it a mother-in-law. Mother-in-law's become family. Known her for 25 years now. Wow. And she is having a horrible bout of cancer. She was diagnosed with 2 types of cancer, stage 4, two different types of cancer in two different locations about a month ago. Started her first dose of chemo last week and had an allergic reaction to the first dose. They tried again, and now she was admitted back into the hospital this morning. She'll be there for the next couple of days. She is not doing well. She is severely dehydrated, and just, it is a horrible time right now. Obviously, my best thoughts are with her and my wife. I'm here to support her. It only becomes more real around the holidays like this. You know, our kids are dying to have a Christmas tree right now and be in this celebratory mood of, you know, decorating. It's hard to do right now.
Yeah.
Cancer is real. Cancer. We did No Shave November this month. Just as a side note, when I started No Shave November, we did not know about my mother-in-law having cancer at that point. This was just something to bring awareness to it. And now we'll just let it grow a little bit more. I'll let it grow till the end of the year.
Well, I hope everything works out. You know, that's definitely.
No, thank you.
My wife's mother died of cancer, so you know, I know what it's like. But
I never really paid attention. My mom is in remission today. She went through this, and I think, being my mother, I was disconnected from a lot of it and I wasn't there, didn't pay close. My mom wasn't very vocal either. She was very tight-lipped about what she was dealing with. But we just had our guest from Crawl for a Cure and knew what he was dealing with. But you hear how wicked this chemo is. It is a nasty chemical a poison that they put in your body to kind of fight the cancer. I'm no expert on this, but I just know this chemo is nothing to joke around about. It is not. It's no joke. Oh, wait a minute. We got a photo bomb.
Yeah, we got two.
Oh, I love it.
We got two.
We got two kiddos. They're calling for daddy. Wrap this up.
Yeah. So, I hope everything works out. And, you know, going into the new year, I know we were talking about scale banners for the Rad Rc Show. We were talking about some merchandise. So all that stuff's in the works, and we're growing our fan base on Facebook. So definitely give us a like on the Rad Rc Show. Anybody has any questions, want to be a guest on the show, give us an email, radrcshow@gmail.com. Definitely give us a follow on the YouTube channel. We definitely want to give this FMS away. I know Mike and I are dying to pick a winner here. So, you know, it's coming. You know, we're approaching 300. Thank you to everybody that tunes in every Saturday. Thank you, people tuning in during the week. We all love your support.
Pete, maybe the only other thing that we didn't try, it really encourage people, the ones that are fans, the ones that are loyal, that are tuning in every week. We get the private messages after the show, the feedback. The one thing that we can ask is, please share it. You know, share the YouTube channel, share it up on Facebook, share it on Instagram. The more shares, get outside of this algorithm that we get locked into here with our close circle of friends. It will help reach a new market. I'm excited to get this closer look at the YJ posted up on YouTube. I've seen a lot of great unboxings out there, but I think we were able to answer some questions about what is Rock Hobby, who is FMS, and then beyond that, take a closer look at what's happening inside this. You know it's that 9-inch driver that you're looking for, and good luck finding him. He's not an easy find. Pete, were you able to find a television?
No. So one of the things I've been looking for that you have is those mini TVs that actually work. So they have their own website. I'm definitely going to get one. You know, hard to find. You know, Back to the Future, they came out with one with Jaws, and you know, it's a scale TV for the garage. It actually works. It plays clips of the movie, so it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I got the Back to the Future one. There's a few different versions, but they're a neat little gadget, and you need one in your scale garage, Pete. There is no question.
I'm gonna order one, and Hobby Lobby has Christmas decorations for the dollhouse, so you know. Yeah, so expect some new things, some new content. But
get yourself a Christmas tree.
Before we go, this just dropped off today. This just came today.
Yes, it did.
And we got a familiar, I'm not going to spoil anything, but we got a familiar name in this issue.
Yes, we do.
Great little issue, great pro tips. I almost felt like when I read the cover, Mike, this was dedicated to, the guy, what was the guy's name that passed away? Fantastic Voyage. Coolio?
Yeah, Coolio. Yeah.
So Fantastic Voyage. And they got some good builds in here, like always. I always post the discount subscription to this in my recap tomorrow. $20 for a year subscription. And expect some we got some cool things in here. But the gear guide, to me, that's my favorite issue. I mean, 500 plus items.
That thing is a paperweight.
That's the issue, man. There's just so much stuff. And I mean, there's so much stuff. You're going on a trip. I mean, there's so many reviews in there. All the big companies are in there. Great builds. But this one's cool. Like I said, we got a familiar name in here that we know very well.
With his tip.
Great.
His painting tips, his weathering tips.
So we're not going to spoil it. We'll let him get the excitement when it arrives at his door. But
good stuff.
Great little issue. And we got some great things for the new year for the Rad Show. Keep liking and sharing. We appreciate your support, and look for our post next week. We'll see you guys next week.
Fantastic.
All right, everyone. Take care. Be well.